Monbasa, Mvita, being a Hithi. Yesterday I talked about a Hithi. A Hithi is a person who is abducted, not abducted, by some of these groups, be they occult, be they cult, be they whatever. The way they do their abduction is very interesting. First of all, as you walk, you find people trailing you, if you are careful. Later, any place you go, if you go to a hotel, you'll always find people seated, discussing about you, looking at you. If you are constantly noting people, will not settle on people following you. And then now, you start encountering them in different places. You go to a hotel, sometimes you find somebody in the uniform of a waiter or something like that, or a watchman. You go to hospital, some will put on like watchmen from hospital, others will come like cleaners, others will come like nurses. And in different fields that you go in. Then there comes a threat part where you are threatened. Not direct, indirect. Because now people have started talking about you. Sometimes you meet somebody, he greets you and he goes. Greets you and he goes. And you think they are acquaintances. Then you start finding, if you are a man, you find a bodybuilder and some other people walking, showing the muscles. Posing, showing the muscles. At first you don't notice it's you, it's just like people who are posing. A body, somebody muscular with a lady someplace, posing, looking at you, walking around. Just as something like a joke like that. Then vehicles start following you, motorbikes start following you, people start following you. Now conversations start in public vehicles that you go in. When you are walking next to you, people sit and they converse something similar to what you may be knowing, and it picks up the tempo. Eventually you find you being driven like cows or goats are driven to grazing, because you wake up in the night, vehicles put on alarm, you get away to walk, some vehicles put on alarms, motorbikes follow you, vehicles come with some of the hazard lights on. Then you start noticing there is a change in your life. Then the pressure increases. Until now, when you go, sometimes you are told don't go. Sometimes people meet and tell you, talk of how they will do something to you. And they're walking in a crowd. So sometimes even when you are walking in a crowd, they do that. But in most cases, they now start trying to isolate you. If you go to a place where people are, then I don't know how this connection is made. Suddenly, people constructing comes. They start repairing a door, repairing a window, repairing something very loud, doing something there very loud. When you get out of that place, it goes down. You go to another place, somebody comes welding, hammering, you follow those. Or the what do you call it? The alarm of the vehicle keeps blaring, and when you leave, that goes. So it goes like that. Until now, when you find you're being followed by vehicles, I told you ambulances, normal ambulances for hospitals, that is the strange thing. And then you find vehicles, many motorbikes, and now people stalk you and they talk about you. But when you are with people, they talk about you in parables. So that when you respond, anybody who is with you will see that you are mad. But you're given certain threats. It goes on like that until now when the threats start becoming open, menacing, but it's always avoided so that the next party does not know what is happening to you. So the tempo picks up until now you start realizing like you are going insane because things are happening, you're looking at them, they don't appear to be happening, you think your mind is getting disturbed, you're getting insane. And it advances that way. Proper timing, I didn't know there was mind reading, because sometimes I would wonder, you come out and people, those who threaten you with cars, vehicles matching some of the clothes you're putting on, and you wonder, no, this is not happening, because I cannot put on yellow and a vehicle that passes with warning is yellow, you cannot put on, and you are left in a daze. It's like you're not seeing, it's like your mind is playing tricks on you until they settle now, where they have given you a rhythm. Then now you are taught total communication. You move from one place to another place, total communication. Threatening and doing what? Until now when you are able to pick total communication. So now there is total communication, there are lights, there are these other things. Now you are in a different world. So anybody who is staying a normal life will not notice what is happening. In fact, will notice that you are getting insane. That's the first conclusion they make. And many will conclude that way until they get to know or get acquainted with somebody who has had the experience or who has known what that happened. It goes that way. And eventually, you are given a transfer. If you don't belong to a place, or you are isolated from all the people, friends you work with, things come blaring. You stay someplace for 5 minutes talking with somebody, alarms go on, so you find that you are almost like a hunted animal. You cannot stay in a place without a warning continuously. Those are the first steps. Then eventually somebody tells you, "Uyu ni Hithi." You are called Hithi, you are called Mfu, dead. This one is a dead person. But they don't, when you are alone, they call it direct. Somebody passes near you and says, "Mfu, Hithi, Mfu," a dead person, and other names. And then now, that is when insulting stories start and all these other things start. And most of these things are to scare you, because they're always talking about harming your family members, harming you, harming your career, harming everything. Until when you are pressed in a corner, then now they start exerting that authority to break you down. And all this time you find you are you are being monitored 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day. So even when you get out with people and alarms someplace go off or motorbike start moving, you tell people that motorbike is moving because of me. They start saying now you are getting schizophrenic. There is a problem with you. That's how it's supposed to appear. It's a program that has been going on. I think there are many of these within, because they tell you stories now of what will befall you and what has befallen whatever. And even they tell you somebody who has done it, because they know you will not survive it. So they tell stories of those people who have done it, how they are progressing, how yours is going to be a bad ending, and all those things and all those things. So I want you to know it's a real thing happening. It may be happening to many people in Kenya. It's only that they may not have gotten an opportunity that God has given me to verbalize. It is there. Intention is clear you, clear the whole family, either for their own sacrifices or out there, or murder you. That happens. You've had strange murders. So I'm going to talk a few vocabularies that I've had. And when you hear these things, know things are happening, even if you are not on the Hithi program. When you hear the word Hithi, know somebody, either you, or somebody near you, or somebody within the vicinity, is on this program of being sacrificed, of being murdered, of being sold. When you hear roll call, don't think it's a register being called in school. Somebody is being threatened. If you don't do something, heads will start rolling. Brusten, that means somebody will be burnt, roasted like a chicken. Brutalize, if you don't follow what's being given, you will be hurt terribly. And then this is a threat that people are given now. When you appear to have gone out of tune or out of turn, you will be put on a rugio. Rugio is a frying pan. And it's always claimed that you will be put there with hot fat, fried alive as you scream to death because you have become a problem. Curse. Curse is when your blessings keep showing and they don't want them to show. Like some of the things they are doing on you are getting defeated. Then they say, you are cursed. This guy has a curse. A curse from their place means that whatever they were trying to put together is not working. Condom, choking you with a polythene paper or garroting you with a wire. Make you a cabbage, chop you to little pieces. A party member or wasiama is like a member of a party political. It means you belong to that group. You are a member of the group. Hithi, like I told you, a person intended to be either sacrificed or slaughtered or whatever. And then they have got their own personal sleuths, those people who follow you on foot. I think they don't belong to the police department. But they call them, we used to call them the DCI, we used to call them CID. They still call theirs now CID. So when you hear CID, you know their sleuths are after you, but most of the time they are after you. Fugu. Fugu means you have flesh has to be extracted to you, from you, just the way fugu is made from puffer fish. Mindla. Mindla means kill with a crowd, with a tire or burn. Truce. Truce is when they have followed you and they want you to become a group member. So they want you to surrender one of your people in sacrifice. And then you will be a party member, or they will stop whatever they are doing. That's why you'll hear them telling somebody, we cannot live without a truce. They want you to give a member of your family so that you become a member. In short, they are telling you they are not leaving you short of you becoming a member. By giving one person, then now you are one of them. Arbitrator, one who extracts a choice. There are people who will come to you in the form of preachers and whatever, trying to tell you about things, but you will find their things are inclined into asking you about giving a sacrifice. Just like Abraham did. Abraham was told to take the son. No, you are being told now who will be the sheep from your place. Pastor, they have churches, they have preachers who preach very well. But you'll find these pastors will come after some time, they come with a arbitrator. Adjutant, this one I've never known what it means, but I think it's a person who is taking charge of several cells in an area. Should be a highly placed person. I've heard the word, but I do not know the exact meaning. Officer. These are people who possess, I don't know how they get this, real police uniforms. And when somebody is to be taken, there will be a normal arrest. But you never end up to the cell. No police will know. So it starts like that. Somebody is arrested and you see somebody going in the company of police officers, and that's the end. Then now you can't trace which police officer. But in most cases, there are people who have gotten access to police uniform. They are not themselves police officers. So this is how they transfer the Hithis or the prisoners, or take them wherever they are taking them. Transfer, translocate in abduction, for slaughter, murder, or for abduction, waiting for further instructions. Later, instructions for action. Raia, those who pose as regular citizens, motorcyclists, or matatu conductors that arise to sudden punitive situations, e.g. assault, attack, or murder. Bullseye, a sharpshooter, or somebody who is calling the shots. Hudu, assail, hit, or kill. Dadi, to shoot or be shot. Inspector, a person who poses aside. Sometimes they get uniforms, how they get them, and they come to make terms about you now as officers of the state. So when somebody is in uniform, you don't know whether to argue, whether to do what. That's how they get people easily. Fear, kill, sodomize, or defeat. Brutalize, kill with a lot of pain or torture. Boneless, break all the bones in the body with a metal mallet to kill. Hukumu, or judge, condemn to death. Punish, bludgeon to death. Banish or exile, chase from town and ban completely from that person from coming to that town. Coming will be met with a death sentence. Madharau, disobedience. Hasira, frenzy, to punish or kill. Altar, a place of sacrifice. Steal, abduct for slaughter or sacrifice. So when we hear tutaiba huyo, we shall steal that one, it means we shall abduct. Bruce Lee is supposed to be a hitman. Government or serikal, their order of authority or political allegiance. I think I've talked much. I'm just telling you this thing is a reality. It may be happening here, it may be happening around the world. And I told you those people who follow that. Most of the time, in the beginning, you may think it's the police who are following you, but now when you end up, you'll find that there are security guards and there are this other rapid response from these other places that are given those jobs. But the way they do it, you are made to believe that it is the police force that is doing it 100%. So some of the people get brutalized or get killed, believing that it's the police of the country that are doing it to them. That is why I was saying it's better if these things will be organized so that people know this is the way the police come, this is the way fake people doing such a mischievous things come. There is still a problem there. It has to be defined. And we have to be educated. When can one arrest you? When somebody is in uniform and you don't suspect he is an officer, what do you do? And how do people outside also respond to people in uniform? Because many people are abducted with people in uniforms. Some may go to a place and pose as traffic police officers when they know, and stop a vehicle and go with a person. You've had such cases where people have been picked from vehicles with people in uniforms. Most of them are not. That is what has been happening. That's my take. This is Kariango. You can carry. This is Kariangofo. You can Kariango. This is the Kariakop. You can take the information, carry and go. Kariango. Carry and go from Kariangofo. That's my take.